She had a beautiful picture. Let me get it here. All right. I'm going to send a quick email here. God, I am such an idiot. I mean, I just suddenly wake up and I do this. Patricia, this is the second time I've done this. Okay, Roy.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know why I do that. My wife usually comes in and wakes me up. Tim Holmes. Okay, so we're going to discuss your dream again, and then maybe we can discuss Roy's. Okay, but first I want to. Let me see if I can find the dream.
You got my sketch.
Here it is. Yeah,
right.
I did.
Okay.
I'm going to save this. Okay, and let's see. All right, let's see. Here it is. Okay, share. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm going to send, let's start out with the sketch, because this was a wonderful sketch. Let me see if I can share it here. Share. Okay.
Tim Holmes made one as well.
Oh, Tim made one as well. Okay, now
Oh, that's Tim's. That's Tim's.
Okay.
That's not mine.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm not sure if I got yours then. Let's see.
Oh, I sent it to, but I can send it to you right now to your
why
email.
don't you send it to me right now? Okay. Yeah, because this was I was just saying that this was a wonderful drawing. You know, it has sort of this 1940s flavor, you know, and you know, you can see the curvature of the earth. The sea is very dangerous, and
well, wait till you see mine.
Yeah.
Maybe mine won't be making that same impact. But
no,
anyways,
I know.
just let me send it. I was wondering, because in the email you sent, you said, oh, the toy boat has the yellow color, and I'm like, in my dream all three boats were white, so that's when
All right. Well,
I
see,
got
that's
confused.
the problem. I did not get it. Darn it.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me find it, and I'm gonna send it to you right away.
All right. And
let's
I'm
see.
going to why don't I quick I've been trying to send an email out. Let's see. CA. Okay, and Gary. Okay, and then let's see, who else is there? See, Tim Holmes.
Okay, I just sent it to
great.
you.
All right, Tim
Okay.
Holmes. And let's see, Sarah, S-A-R, and Carl. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm missing anyway. Let's see. Oh, asleep. That is crazy. Kind of horrible to have that happen.
Well, it was better for me because now I'm going to be at the beginning of the session.
Yes, I know. Well, because this is, well, first of all, both of you had very good dreams. So let's look at it. I'm gonna get it up here. All right. Turn it. Okay. And I'm gonna first I need to see your picture. Okay, here it is. Oh, isn't that a beautiful, beautiful picture?
Oh, thank you.
That is absolutely lovely. Let's get that up there. Oh my God, that is.
Isn't it interesting that, Tim made one with just the description I gave, and there were some elements similar, I guess.
Yeah, well, let's see. Can you see that, Roy?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Now
White boats.
yes, it's a white boat, and it almost has a stained glass character, and yet the ocean is still very uh, is making us very full of awe. And there's the toy boat on the right, and then there is the this. Let's see. All right, there we go.
She's a
Dawn.
very good artist. This is
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm really
You got it. You
not.
got
I'm
it.
trying.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to make a journal of my dreams, but in drawings.
Look at your feet in the water. I like that.
Yes, I know. That is the end of the dream. We find that out that her feet are in the water. Okay, so let's go through it because this is helps so much, Patricia. Okay, so and Dawn, I'm sorry, I fell asleep while I was sitting here in my chair. It's horrible. It's just I do this so much. Okay, darn it. I'm gonna have to. I do have a thing here to wake myself up, but we have some company here today, and I don't know. I just fell so asleep. Okay, I hope everybody gets back on, but let's go through it. All right, so now we're going to start with if you can see Dawn, that is Patricia's picture of the dream, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely lovely. Okay, so let's start out. Here's the dream. I'm just going to go through the little bit I did, and then I want to let's talk about it because I mean I sent Patricia a little summary of amplifying the dream a little bit, but it's certainly not going to be true to the dream. It's just what I come off with. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering, and then I thought, oh, maybe he's just seeing Tim Holmes' sketch and
Yes.
not mine. So
Yes. See now in Tim's sketch, which yeah, I mean I was so surprised actually to see Tim's sketch because it was so it looked so. Of course, yours is very professional too, but his was had this aspect of it that was I don't know. I just thought it was very had a look that sort of reminded me of a magazine from the 1930s or 40s. You know, it had this sort of this aspect of maybe
yeah,
a cartoon from that era. You know, and then the ocean was like that too. And then you see the curvature of the earth. So that explains that. But then I'm so surprised again at the beauty of this dream. I mean this drawing. It is unbelievable. That is
well, that's what I saw in my dream. So
yes,
that's
very dark
more.
midnight ocean of the unconscious, sort of this rolling aspect, and then the boats. Well, let's just go through it. I was in my dream. I was in a little boat, uh, just by myself. So we're on this unbelievably tumultuous, um, rolling ocean that is full of omens. You know, it's just it has this ominous presence. And but then all of a sudden we find ourselves in a bigger, way bigger boat with your daughter, and the boat that you were on previously looked so tiny it looked like a toy boat. So this new attitude that we discover uh, is has expanded greatly. So you know the word imagination um, that comes from the root to magnify or to become larger. And it usually means that our awareness has expanded because we have assumed new facts that we didn't have before, you know. And of course, why would this be so much bigger? It contains, remember in Tim's case, the two guiding principles are in the rear of the boat. In this drawing, the guiding principle is in the front of the boat. And they're wearing, which you mentioned, the saffron robes. Now, the saffron robes are the ones that in Tibet and other places the Buddhist monks wear, and they are similar to that color of this fruit on your photo of your avatar or whatever it is. You know, it is the color that bodies are buried in. You know, they wear their own burial shroud. You know, and so there's this aspect that's I don't know if there's any connection there, but it is tends to speak of the realm of the ancestors. You know, the saffron robes, and I don't know whether what other import that would be, other than it's sort of a mustard orange. Or can you say anything about the saffron color, Patricia?
Well, no, it was just like a mustard color, and there was no other color in
Yes.
their robes, just that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not saying that it means anything, but that was what I thought of when I saw the saffron. But anyway, after confronting, we're seeing this vastness of this rolling landscape of fluidity, very dark but very rolling, you know. And if you look at it, it is frightening because of its great power and its almost endless character, and the fact that it could swallow up ego at any time, you know.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I felt, that it was very powerful and
Yes.
wild. Mhm.
Yeah, if we were to fall out of the boat, we would just be completely engulfed by it. And it's so dark. The fact that there's a loss of the light of the ego because it's so dark, you know, would we be able to see anything? You know, so it does not possess the light of ego. It has a dark quality. And then now you see this boat of the that you were previously in, and it looks like a toy compared to this one. So you are just really, you know, relating and integrating to the size of the boat that contains the animus, the guiding principle, and the growing thing, and yourself, this second boat. So we are confronted with the awesomeness of the unconscious in our ego boat, and then that leads to, suddenly, after we've confronted the unconscious, we are in as we enter the imaginal world, which means to magnify. The boat becomes much larger and now contains more contents, and the contents it contains are not only us, but our feminine child and the guiding male principle, which creates a quaternity along with us. So now there's four. So the object here is that there is completeness to this, yet the guiding male principle is shrouded and veiled. So it's even though we're aware that it's there, It's not very visible, but we know that it's guiding our boat. So the daughter and our own ego awareness seem to be more are content with being guided by this veiled, not really visible as a personification, other than just in a shroud, male principle. But you see this toy boat drifting away, and the growing thing is saying, "Oh, there goes your previous vessel," and it's floating away. But the ego knows very well, I'm not losing anything. You know, this is contains this boat that I'm in contains everything that boat had, plus the possibility of, uh, of much, much more. So I'm not losing anything, you know. So we really have gained something, because now we're gaining all these alternative forms of awareness which we didn't possess earlier. Okay, then now this is so interesting. The toy boat is going in the direction of what used to be consciousness. We are going in the direction of the unconscious, towards the left, or towards the area that consciousness is unfamiliar with. And our former vessel is going in the direction that consciousness was familiar with. Hey, Charles, I am so sorry again. I really, it's
That's
inexcusable.
all right. I actually forgot that we were even doing dream analysis tonight
Yeah.
until you sent that email.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, I'm just sitting here and I don't know. I think, I think really that something is playing a trickster on me, because I always wake up like just, somehow the sleep uh, goddess just is playing tricks with me, because I always wake up, when I know I'm embarrassed, you know. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going over Patricia's dream. You can see her drawing of it, which is just fabulous. Let me see if I can get the in the text. I'm going to put it in here. Let's see if I can get the rest of it here, because I'm almost done with it. But I mean, just going through it the first time. But I'm just saying this is a very, very important dream. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Copy that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go yell at my wife. She forgot to. You let me go to sleep again. Okay, all right. I'm gonna just stop this share for just a second here, so I can find the chat. There we go. I'm not. I mean, what was it? Tim wanted me to make him host, and last time, and I had no idea how to do that, so I was hoping he'd figure it out. So anyway, now this is what is everything that we've had so far has been very surprising. We are adrift on this just this fabulous ocean, okay, and we find that as we are looking at it, suddenly with just well, let's describe the event. Then all of a sudden, okay, and there's an explanation of how it happened. But so all of a sudden, after we have beheld this rolling depths that our vessel is afloat on and adrift on, suddenly after we beheld it, that is enough of a catalyst to allow us now to be in the larger boat, the one that contains more, three elements from the unconscious. And the three elements from the unconscious are the two animus and the divine child. so the growing thing. So our first ego's first encounter with the depths immediately is a catalyst to bring in three other contents of the depths, which is the divine child and two animus principle. Okay, and then the animus or the divine child says, "Oh no, your boat is drifting away. This toy thing, and it's drifting off towards consciousness." And what medium did you use to do this? Was it some type of a painting, or is it a very rich chalk, or?
No, well, at the beginning I just use pencil, but then on over the pencil I used aquarels. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like an aquarel, but
It's
it
perfect.
is.
It's perfect. And look at the wonderful contrast between this somewhat of a is that the just the paper color, the manila aspect, or the sort of an off-white yellow?
Oh no, that's the paper. That's the
That is the
color of the
paper.
paper.
Yes. Okay. Well, it and then there is the very unknown. Now, do you remember if you saw the faces of the monks at all? Or just
Oh, never,
no?
never. Just
Okay.
the back.
Yeah.
And it was like right after that I woke up, and well, I never felt afraid while the dream was happening, right? But I remember that when I woke up, what I didn't like about the dream is that I am not steering the boat. I am
Oh,
being taken, by these two figures, which are unknown to me. So that's
yeah.
the thing that.
Exactly. So ego has no control over the direction it's going. And so, yes. Now, you didn't think of that during the dream. It was somewhat after that.
Yeah, it was when I woke up. When I woke up, I
Where's it
felt like,
dragging me to? Yeah.
yeah,
You felt like you're almost being drugged in this direction of the what is unknown to ego, and ego. So you can imagine that you're drifting off into this direction, which is totally unknown to ego, and you're getting farther and farther in it, and you see the vessel that the ego was familiar with going off towards the familiar direction and almost going out of sight. So there's an alarming aspect of that. That we're going in. Not only are we on this fabulous ocean of it is so full of omens, and it's very ominous. But we're going, and we're not. Ego is this. These two male figures from the unconscious who are eerie because they're almost in a have they look almost like the Grim Reaper. There's this aspect of that they're almost representing death, but it would be more of the realm of the ancestors are taking us for what reason in that direction? Yes.
I don't
Where are we
know.
going, and what reason? We don't know. Ego doesn't know. But the only thing that seems comforting, there's two things that seem comforting. One, that we feel that we're not losing anything in this boat. There's an aspect of everything we had before, we still have plus more. And the comforting thing is that the daughter is there. Okay. The growing thing in us is there. So we know that there's an aspect here of that egos is not so threatened. It's not completely alone because the growing thing is there. Now, the other thing that is unbelievably, let's think about it. we see going towards the north another vessel, and in it we see the double four of the feminine. A very now these are women that are grown women, correct?
Yes, and they all look alike, and yeah, they're women.
Okay, and they are grown women, and they populate almost on two sides of another boat, which is its journey is absolutely tied in to everything that has occurred before. So as the ego is going to the left, there is another aspect of just this almost um, is a aspect, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but it is an aspect of almost of the most beautiful uh, uh, goal or transformation or sign to us of wholeness. The double four of the feminine is going in the straight direction and is going in the northerly direction, not really an ascent, but um, it is it is going the middle direction. This reminded me of Roy's dream too, that it's going in between. So the double four occupies one's going to the left, one's going to the right, and then the double four participates in both the left and the right, and it's symbolized by four on the left, which is where the animus is taking us, the invisible animus, and four on the right, which are more who at least tend towards the direction of ego consciousness. And so then now,
I just have to say one thing. The boat, the bigger boat I am in, is definitely going to the left, but I couldn't draw it that way because you wouldn't have been able to see what I saw. I mean, the two monks, the way that I saw them. So,
well, as far as
problem of perspective, I guess.
If we look at the drawing that you had, is this it is pointed towards the northwest. Isn't that the left direction as we're facing the front of the boat?
It's going in my dream it was going to the west.
Okay, the west. Okay, now the west is the realm of the ancestors. It's also the direction of the left. So it's where the realm of images reside. The right is of dawn consciousness, you know, of the rising sun of ego. This is going more towards the realm of the deep past or the ancestors, which would be the left hand path, you know, which is it contains all the inherited wisdom of the ages, you know, and it's being piloted almost by these two specters who have a grim reaper type character, or the other thing is they are dressed like monks. So they possess a male principle which has isolated itself from you know, of the four different principles of the male animus. There is first the one that provides the seed and the one that provides the cow. So this is the one that provides the seed of new life. Okay, then the second one is what is called the deed in the beginning was the deed, and it kind of represents that dark man from across the sea that sweeps us off our feet and takes us in a direction of great adventure and romance. Okay, the third aspect of the animus in women is in the beginning was the word, and I'm associating this with a monk-like figure. I mean, he's more of a. Now let me give the fourth one, and you tell me what you think it is. And the fourth one is in the beginning was the meaning, and that represents the wise old man. Now this could be kind of a mixture of the two, and the fact that there's two, seemingly that one matches is a potential, not that we would want to, but is a potential consort of the ego, and the other one is the potential consort of that growing thing within us. But then and you've pictured this very beautifully, you are comfortable enough now that you you sit with your legs out of the boat, touching the water. So there's a certain amount of comfort that you feel here, that you're something, maybe it's not you, maybe it's not the ego, is telling us that our standpoint needs to have its feet in the depths, to at least touching the depths, even though it is contained in the vessel of awareness and doesn't sink into it. Our standpoint needs to have an aspect that is connecting that. Okay, now I just went crazy. Roy, what do you think?
Oh yeah, it's just perfect, and it's the first time I've ever seen so much water and no land that something could be perfect. I never imagined, because most of the water dreams I've seen is something off about them. When there's no land or grounding symbol, it's just perfect. It's like you usually don't trust the animus, or you usually don't trust the anima, but it's so trusting. I even trust the animus. This is like a big dream. It's just a really beautiful gift from the unconscious.
And if may I say something, just yesterday, because, well, this dream has had an impact on me. So yesterday I consulted the I Ching, and I got the hexagram number 61, and it says inner truth, pigs and fishes, good fortune. It farthers one to cross the great water. Perseverance farthers. So I don't know, when it said it farthers one to cross the great water, I thought, maybe this does has to do with my dream, because that looks like a great water, a big ocean, right?
Well, yes, and this is what Roy is another very unusual feature of the dream, is that there is no land in it yet. We seem to be comfortable. I mean, I feel somewhat like someone on the Nina Pinta or the Santa Maria. I'm one of a person on a voyage by Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
And we are, as far as we know, there is no land, but our guide, Christopher Columbus, doesn't seem worried. The only people that are worried are potentially the aspects that are unaware or don't have faith. Now.
Yeah. Sorry. I was not afraid of the ocean at all. I was in awe. But when I woke up, I think what bothered me was that in this new boat, I am not in control.
Yes. That's what ego is thinking, and this is after. Now, this often happens. That there is does not seem. I mean, not often happens, but I've had experienced it myself. Is that when we during the dream, that it doesn't seem to hit us until we have suddenly withdrawn from the dream and are starting to enter a wakefulness or a different state than was in the dream, that we realize how much danger ego was in. Yet at the point during the dream, it didn't really register to us until we started to come back into consciousness, and then consciousness realizes as it awakens that this is a great threat to ego. Okay, so what? Because it has the loss of control, the fact that the ocean is so vast and could swallow us up, and loss of control, and we don't know which direction we're going in. The reassuring aspect, that the one thing to me, it's a little bit eerie going in the left direction with these two shrouded monks. But what is almost completely reassuring to me is there is a boat that seems to represent all the aspects of the eternal feminine. It's a double four, and it's accompanying us, and it's going through the middle. What do you think of that when you saw that boat? There is an aspect of there, we don't really know what's going on, but to me, it is a symbol of reassurance. What did you think of the boat with the four women on both sides, Patricia, and what did it imply?
Well, what I felt when seeing that is like when you're looking something that is majestic, something that is like divine. I don't know, and they seem to be like on a mission, but they were so sure of what they were going to do. It felt like something, I don't know, something majestic.
The compass always finds the true direction, true north, and it is absolutely on track of like the needle, the magnetic needle on a compass. And the majestic aspect, if it's not one woman, it's not three women, it's not six women, but it is a double four. So it represents a four. I think to us has an aspect of it that in our consciousness that automatically makes us feel like this is a divine number. You know, this is a number that is not of this world. It has an aspect. Well, the 3 plus 1 is really what the 4 is. 3 represents time, past, present, and future. And the fourth aspect represents that aspect which transcends past, present, and future. So it contains it. It has a foot in the timeless dimension. Hi, Tim. I'm looking very foolish again. I'm sorry, but we're going through Patricia's wonderful dream. For somehow I got mixed up and thought that your drawing was her drawing, but both drawings are amazing. Okay, so we're just going over the ending aspect. So anyway, that is it's an overlooked part of the dream. The boat, which almost like the magnetic needle of the compass, is going in the true north direction, and it contains a double quaternity of what Tim showed us about yesterday, the eternal feminine. So it almost seems as if it has the transformational aspect and the maternal biological aspect, and it's going true north. So to me, this reassures me as I'm going into this left unknown direction, guided by a male principle. I have it just is completely mysteriously shrouded, and has not introduced itself to us. Doesn't turn to interact with us at all. You know, we're just sort of trusting it. So the two reassuring aspects are both that the daughter is there, you know, the growing thing. Uh, the second is this double four that's going in the true north direction, and the third aspect is that we feel very comfortable. Or there's four. The third aspect is that we feel very comfortable with the vessel of ego drifting away and going away completely and losing it forever. And we tell the daughter, we didn't lose anything. Okay, we didn't lose anything, but we're being guided by these two unknown male principles. The other aspect is that we feel comfortable enough in this greater vessel. Now, remember what is Hinayana and Mahayana? You know, Hinayana is the small vessel, and Mahayana is the great vehicle. You know, so we are sort of riding on the Mahayana. You know, this is the great vehicle, and we're going in the direction of the left, and ego feels confident. The reassuring aspects are the daughter there, the fact that the vehicle feels right to us, we're not losing anything, and the double four, which is the divine quality, is also in control to some extent. It is the pole star, you know. So as we go to the left, we know that there's a pole star, and it represents a double fourness, which is, to me, answers all my questions. Now, the only the troubling or the sort of the ointment, fly in the ointment, is as we wake up, we feel, and we didn't experience it until that moment of wakefulness, is egos has zero input in the outcome of this movement that we're experiencing. So ego no longer is the one in charge of this. Now this, Tim, reminded me of your dream where the vehicle starts driving itself down the mountain safely, and this is one we all have, you know. So anyway, Charles, what now? I want to mention too. Charles has a lot of water dreams, and yet I haven't heard one recently, but often in his water dreams, they have an aspect of that we need islands, okay? And ego consciousness is somewhat, actually with no vessel at all, seems like it's just buoyant in this consciousness, in need of earth. You know, what can you say about that, Charles?
Well, I actually just had a water dream the other night. You know, all the roads were flooded, so I couldn't go drive to my Anima's house.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as this dream goes, I don't really have a whole, I don't have anything necessarily new or unique to add, but the artwork is really great.
Oh.
I really love it. It's incredible. Super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you're saying, Craig, about my dreams is pretty accurate. It's I mean, I had a lot of dreams where it's like my hamster was in the aquarium with water, and I had to get it out and find a different place for it. And that was that happened all the time. But yeah,
It has to. There's a need that we have to rescue the undeveloped feminine in us, and I think by the hamster, it is a it just shows, and some of the other dreams that Charles has had, that the feminine aspect is in great need of expression. And the only way that it's going to express itself in a good aspect is when ego consciousness and the feminine have a better relationship. As it has a better relationship, the feminine will differentiate and take on the qualities of the star child. Remember that we saw that was the raccoon baby that actually lived in the hamster cage, becomes this wonderful mother, womanly aspect. But and now to contrast this with Charles' dream, we have the pole star of the double four of the women, evenly balanced. There's an even balance, and they are going in north. They are going in a true direction and seemingly almost guided by the self, and yet has this wonderful quality of the earth and of nature and of wholeness, because it's this double feminine aspect. The male aspect is not to me that reassuring. The only male aspects that I experience that have this great level of reassurance, and they're often still have an eerie quality, is the green man. But who's the green man? It's the son of the mother. He's a very close relationship with the mother. But, any other kind of spiritual masculine aspect seems to me cold and possessing great power of discernment and things, but is not really, at least what I need. Now, in Patricia's case, she is a woman, and yet this dream has these wonderful, beautiful feminine symbols in it, and I mean, the daughter, the divine child, is a daughter, and the pole star also represents the feminine. So there's an aspect of us, I think, that is closely related to nature and to the mother. And the male aspect that comes in here is our psychopompos. It is our guide into the realm of the unknown as we go in that direction. And yet we don't seem to have a very differentiated relationship with it. At this point in our journey, our relatedness with the male principle is almost theoretical, in fact, that it just is the guiding principle, and yet it doesn't come to us as this aspect of us that sweeps us off our feet. And see, there's no aspect here. This seems to me like a dream of the of totally center related and non-ego related, because there's no aspect of libidinal maleness here. It is the male acting solely as the guiding principle, because our guiding principle is the feminine pole star, the double four, and it's completely adequate. What else do we need? Dawn or Tim, do you have any comments? Again, I'm really caught with my not being very responsible. Dawn or Tim, if you have any comments about it. Tim, I don't even see a microphone on you, Tim. I don't know if you have a. I mean, all I see is your camera. So I don't know if you need to come out and come back in. But I don't know. Anyway, do you have any further thoughts, Roy or Patricia or or anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you, Patricia? This is a very
Yeah, that's I was
incredible
kinda
dream. I
wondering.
just wondered your age.
Just generally, you don't have to just say, are you, are
Middle
you,
age?
Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I know.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't get your question.
You're-
55.
55?
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. A young person's not going to have a dream like this, I don't think.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and yet it is a not an old. At 55, we are maturing, and we're reaching a maturity. Like 40 is the old age of youth. So in the early 50s are the youth of old age. So there's an aspect of here as we're entering the second half of our journey. We are still in a very youthful aspect. At 55 is still the experience of being young is still, there's a lot of air surrounding us of that era, and yet or do you have children, Patricia, or not?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and
Yes, I have a son and a daughter.
are they pretty much grown up and on their own then?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay.
My daughter is 32 and my son is 35, almost 35.
Okay. Well, then you were very young when you had children. So there's this aspect of also the fact that now I'm just this is the way I go, um, at least myself, when I am seeing a family member in a dream. My first inclination, and like if I dream about my father, or I dream about my mother, or I dream about my brother, you know, they usually, and every once in a while I will, not as often, I'll dream about my sisters, is I dream about I do not treat them in my dream as a subjective presence. To me, it is symbolic of a figure, a very important figure that we're closely related to in the depths, but it's not the actual being. My mother is gone. My father's still alive, but he's 92. And so when he comes into my dream, I don't really see the wise old man. I see a biological paternal aspect that is not necessarily informing, but has a certain amount of authority as the biological progenitor. Now, in this case, the daughter is very mature, and so it's almost like it's not. It is a growing thing, but it is a mature growing thing, and the fact that it is a mature growing aspect of ourselves, a more mature, to me is consistent with the boat of the double four women going northerly direction. There is a very developed aspect to this dream. It is not, it seems to me a dream that makes my cells in my body right now. That's what I'm feeling right now, the cells in my body. It makes me feel as if this is a great message to me of the mood and the landscape of my uh, of my inner personality number two. That aspect of me which has one foot in both worlds. Now, that's what I'm saying. If I had this dream and the flavor of it, the ambience and the mood of it, to me, shows that I have accomplished in my 50 plus years already a great deal of undividedness. you know So what is new about it is that I'm going off into the unknown direction, and I'm being piloted by a double male aspect. You know, the mysterious aspect of it is I'm not related to that male aspect, and it's shrouded mysteriously. You know, okay. I wish Tim. Can you hear? If you can hear us, Tim, I wonder if you can come out and come back in, because I don't even see a microphone on you. You know, I can't unmute you. So if you can hear me, you might want to try that. Just come out and come back in. And Dawn, if you could just mention a few things. Now, Dawn, you've had some wonderful individuation dreams. If Dawn, if you had this dream yourself, do you experience the same aspect I do of I just felt as I was trying to experience the ambience and the mood of the dream and the fact and the symbolic nature of the dream, I just felt a surge in my cells of fullness. You know, I don't know, and to me that was reassuring just to feel that just a few seconds ago. You know, but if you know anything about that, you might make a few comments. And I'm so sorry, Tim. I don't know what's going on here. But okay, so now Patricia, can you tell us if you've done any outside work with this dream other than the I Ching, and it told you it furthers you to cross the great sea?
No, that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
But that's why I think it was good that I share my dream with Tim, because he sent me to this group, because it's the first time I'm like analyzing a dream. But I do pay attention to my dreams, because sometimes I have had dreams of things that happen later, or things that are happening right at the moment that I'm having the dream. So that's why I'm now that I have more time, let's say, I'm paying more attention to this, and I'm trying to learn what's behind all of this. So yesterday, I did the I Ching, which I chose. I bought the book like probably at the beginning of last year. So it's not that I'm an I Ching expert. I just know how to throw the coins and and draw the hexagram, right? But I don't do it every day. I do it like what? I don't know, once in a while. But yesterday I undust my book and I throw the coins and I ask what is saying, what is this dream trying to tell me? And I got the hexagram 61. So, and there's something, well, if you guys have the I Ching, I guess you will be
I
able
want to
to
look it up
just
real quick.
and I got the change in line 1 and the 3. And those two lines, like, they make emphasis on finding your own truth and trying not to, it says in one book, in the book I have, it says that sometimes you're just buying books and reading different authors and trying to just get knowledge, but it's like this one is insisting you in getting in your inner self and get your inner truth. So I don't know.
Did it say which line was the main line of the change line?
The 1 and the 3rd, the first one and the 3rd one.
So usually I would say that the 3rd line would be the one you would read, but did it say which one you should read or not?
No, I don't know. As
okay.
I say, I'm not an
Yes.
expert on
All right.
I Ching, so I wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, it means inner truth, the 61. And it is, I'm trying to figure out, I want to look at it, what it represents as far as the 2 hexagrams. Let's see, the 2 hexagrams.
Well, there's a perfect symmetry
Yes.
in the
Oh,
hexagram.
all right. Yeah. So it's one over another. Let's just look at it here. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Yes. What is representative in it is, let me see if I can get it up here, is the fact that the uh, uh, the 4 outer lines are male and the 2 inner lines are female, and they represent the center. So that's the symmetry in it, that the upper hexagram has the feminine aspect in the lower uh, uh, part of the hexagram, and the lower hexagram, interestingly enough, has the feminine aspect in the upper part of the hexagram. And then when they're combined, you have the lower feminine and the higher feminine meet in the middle. Now, does that sound anything like the dream that we're having? You know, that the lower feminine and the upper feminine meet in the center. And the male aspect of us, we have the upper male aspect and the lower male aspect. And yet it is farther removed from the center, yet it also encompasses it, it is the border on both sides. And what the hexagram means is inner truth. And I was just wondering, usually they tell us, I'm not an expert on the I Ching either, but it has something also to do with clarity. Harvest and crossing the Great River. In other words, we are going to reap our harvest by crossing the Great River. We're riding a wooden boat that's hollowed out. Now, I'll tell you something. What really brought me to Jung was the I Ching. This was really what brought to me is a toss like this told me what Jung discovered is the psyche is real. Okay, because this is not a coincidence that you got this hexagram.
I felt like it was not a coincidence when I got it. I was like, oh my gosh! So I really need to work on myself, I guess.
Yes. Now, what motivated you? Was it Tim to do this drawing or painting, which to me has any drawing we do of our dreams, and Charles does these. I've seen one that Roy drew where he's running in the field by the river, or not running, but he has crossed the field. Is an act of imagination, okay, and it contains 2 aspects. This aspect of the dream is the one of a wordless assimilation of the dream, okay, through the drawing. This is how we do this without words. We assimilate the mood and the ambience of the dream. And this is somewhat like an act of imagination, because we are dialoguing with the symbols of the dream through form, okay? And then what we're doing now, talking about it, is we are trying to add meaning to it. And so through those 2 aspects, we can create our personal myth. So let's say that we are going to build the temple of Patricia. Would one of the stained glass windows have this in it? uh, just a second here while maybe you can talk about your temple here. Just a second. Okay. I always have to mute myself when I yell, shut up. Anyway, so do you remember what motivated you to spend so much libido? In fact, look at the colors in the ocean. They're very different shades of blue and deep purple, and yet they all contain the blue aspect, and there's this rolling aspect. And as far as the toy boat, there seems to be an aspect here too of perspective. You know, I see perspective in here. I see the perspective of the boat of the double four feminine, and also perspective of the ego vessel. But what motivated you? And look at the beautiful um, two. Isn't this just lovely to see these two monks in the front of the boat? You know, there's just an aspect of it, the way they're situated. They're facing towards the northwest. You know, they're not facing us. They are facing the direction of destiny. Okay, they face our destiny. We are temporarily passengers in the vessel of destiny, and we.
Sorry, something that caught my curiosity, and you haven't talked about it, is the dresses.
Yes.
All the dresses are white. Does that mean something?
Yes, it certainly does. It has an aspect of, let's contrast it if you were wearing a black dress. Okay. This is a dress, and what is this I Ching called? Clarity. And what does clarity mean? It means white. You know, it means clear. You know, the color of white in other languages.
Whoa, yeah.
Often has to do with clearness, clarity, and or this aspect. So what it also has to do with is the monks are wearing a saffron robe, okay, which has a aspect, at least in Buddhism, of the burial shroud, but I don't know if that's what at all what that means. But even if I saw a Christian, a Benedictine monk wearing a mustard colored robe, I would say this is a very special monk. He's not wearing brown, you know. Now, in the aspect or black. Now, I don't think they would allow monks to wear black. They might. I think monks usually only the possibly the friar, that I mean the whoever, what do they call the head of the monastery, would be allowed to wear that, because it's a color of absolutism. But the fact that these orange monks, there is something to that. There's an aspect of the orange color is halfway between, or the saffron, it's mustard color, is halfway between intuition and feeling. Okay, so it contains both the feeling function and the function of intuition, and these are our guides. Our guides seem to be not the thinking function, or doesn't seem to be the greenness of the sensation function, because this is almost an otherworldly journey. The green color would represent something to do in the viriditas, you know, the blessed greenness of the plant world. Here we're in the realm of the unconscious as far as we can see. So it's an initiation dream somehow, and it's represented by the pole star and by the fact that we're going to the west, seemingly guided by intuition and feeling. Do you have any idea what your psychological type is?
No, I have
Okay,
no
all right.
idea.
All right. Okay. Well, I would hesitate to guess that that would be quite a
But
leap.
it's funny because just on Saturday, I got the Your Secret Self, Understand Yourself and Others using the Myers-Briggs personality test. So I just have to do it.
Yes. Well, and I can get you one where you can figure it out in like 64 questions. You can get a pretty, and they're not that difficult. You can get
Oh, yes,
a
please.
pretty good rough idea. It always works for me, you know. Well, anyway, the one
Well,
question I had.
thank you. I'm very grateful. You have given me really good insights, and I'm really grateful for
Well, and
your
I'll
analysis.
mention what the ego, what you did in the first part, and I didn't get an answer to that, Patricia. What motivated you to do this? Invest your libidinal energy in this drawing. Was it talking with Tim or?
No, no, no. I have, because I don't know if I told you that I have had like crazy dreams all my time, all the time. So, but it's just now that I feel that I have a little bit more time to pay attention to these things. And I began like 2 months ago, I think, to make my journal of dreams, but with drawings. I don't want to do them like with letters, but with drawings. So I began like 2 months ago. I have quite some drawings already in my journal. So, yeah.
The two things that we can offer the unconscious and we can offer our dreams as these living beings in on earth is the medium of expression, which you have here in wonderful active imagination, and then the aspect of logos, which is meaning. So the medium of expression is somewhat represents eros. It represents dance. It represents lyrical, and it represents the arts. Okay, and then the aspect of meaning is more logos oriented. We sit and throw words at it. Just keep throwing words at it, and that's where we get the word amplification. Is we try to draw out things by just doing a circumambulation around it with words, and as we do that, we draw something out of it, and so the two things that the unconscious asks of us when it sends us a vision like this is to be both its medium of expression and its and a different aspect, completely different aspect, is the adding the words of meaning to it. So those two together are somewhat complementary. But I do say too that I'm sitting here being somewhat mesmerized by the white robes. Don't you think they're quite a contrast to the dark sea and the saffron robes? I mean, there's an aspect of it
and the boats were white as well.
Yes, the boats are white as well. So they represent a spiritual principle which has a almost indestructible character of great assurance on this stormy sea. The whiteness of the vessels, the whiteness of our robes, has a great an aspect of it that is absolutely reassuring. Okay, you haven't taken the test since you were 22 and wonder if my type could have changed. Yes, it certainly could have changed, Um, what usually changes is not the unconscious or inferior function, the one that we're not familiar with, but the ones that we navigate in the outer world with. I mean, that's just my guess. But I'm going to send you, Dawn, and I'll also send it to Patricia and everybody, a link to, I think it's at Humanectrics. You go to Humanectrics and go to the Myers-Briggs, it will tell us what it's going to tell us is what is our attitude. Our attitude is either going to be one of extroversion, where we gain meaning in the outer world, or introversion is where we gain meaning in the inner world. And then, or we gain energy as we turn inward. And extrovert, we gain energy as we turn outward. And then then it will tell us what our dominant function is. I'm an introvert, obviously. And see, I want to tell you too, Roy and Gary both add an aspect to dreams that I never bring to it, and that is the aspect of a practical application. I'm a very naive and impractical person, so I'm always very focused. An introverted intuitive is a master at identifying invisible gods. Okay, but that doesn't really help us that much. Okay, and then my secondary, my auxiliary function is thinking. So my great weakness is in relating to the greenness and the rooted world of sensation. And my other weakness is the one where my wife says, Craig, instead of going just telling everyone anecdotes and just going on and on blathering like I am right now, go up to their desk and look at the pictures on their desk and point to one and say, who's this little guy? I mean, to try to invite a sense of actual related. And my wife is just this, she is just very related to her whole modus operandi is um, the just born, either animals or babies. I mean, it's her meaning in life is found there. Well, anyway, we'll keep this dream in mind and incubate it. And the whiteness is something we didn't consider, Patricia, and it adds to me. And Roy, do you have any concluding comments? I mean, the whiteness adds to me some aspect of this.
No, it's nothing I can say for this dream. It's just got it all.
Yes, I mean, it is a great. Now, sometimes when you first go into analysis, and what analysis means, it's a term that comes from the realm of chemistry, and it means to take the mortar and the pestle. And with the pestle is you draw up the contents from below, and you mix them with the upper. So that's what the word to analyze means, is to draw up from the depths and mix it with the upper, and but often the first dream of analysis is our great dream, and this is certainly one that if we are ever going to build the temple of Patricia on the stone of wisdom, we would want one of the windows to, and maybe even the central shrine, to have this image on it. Okay. Now, I thought about this too in Tim's dreams of the what was it, of the whale, or what was it, the one that he did the diorama of? Do you remember that, Roy?
The iceberg.
Yeah.
The iceberg.
Yeah, the iceberg. Yeah, I was just thinking, wouldn't that be a wonderful symbol on the altar of the temple on the stone of wisdom of Tim Holmes? Is you go in to the central sanctuary and you see an iceberg on the at the central altar. Well, why don't we just take a few minutes and is it too late, you think? I was going about an extra half hour.
I just want to say thank you so much
Yeah.
for your time.
Okay, well, it's worth all of our time. You know, when we have these authentic contents of the depths, they're not just yours, you know, because whenever anyone we have a authentic content of the depths, it is it speaks to everyone because it's the same voice that speaks in our dreams.
Yeah, that's it's funny because that's what I thought, and I actually told Tim Holmes that if he wanted to make a drawing of the dream, that I was totally fine, and he didn't have to mention me at all, because I feel like this dream is not just for me, but it might speak to others as well. So that's why
Yeah,
I
this is
thought.
Tim's dream of the scene. It's from a different perspective too, which is very interesting. This see your perspective was at a different angle than his. Yours perspective was from behind the boat that you were in. Tim is taking more of a almost from where you were looking at it from the south. Tim seems to be looking at it from more the easterly or yeah, probably from the west. Tim is way in the west half side here, you know, but it's just a different perspective. But anyway, why don't we start next time with Roy's dream? And because Roy, we didn't get enough time to spend on it, but the one thing that was very interesting to me is the aspect of the orphan, and we need to discuss that. And I just wanted to read this once more about the orphan. I'm so sorry I fell asleep. God damn it. I don't know why I do that. But anyway, this is what Jung said about his orphan stone. This is Telephoros, who roams through the dark regions of this cosmos and glows like a star out of the depths. He points the way to the gates of the sun and to the land of dreams. That's the Telesphoros, the one who roams the dark regions of the cosmos and glows like a star out of the depths, and he points the way to the gates of the sun and to the land of dreams. I am an orphan, alone, and nevertheless I am found everywhere. Okay, at least my spirit is I'm a center that is everywhere in a circumference that's, you know, there's just this aspect of myself. You know, somebody was in here organizing a library about 40 years, and there was, doesn't matter what topic you had, I had a book on it, and it was about the simultaneous mutual implications of all things everywhere. I told him that was my study, the simultaneous mutual implications of all things everywhere. But anyway, I am an orphan alone. Nevertheless, I am found everywhere. This aspect of the curiosity. I am one, but I'm opposed to myself. So I contain the opposites, you know. I am youth and old man at the same time, you know. So I am both my child and my father. You know, I'm both the child and I'm the father of the child, you know, and as the orphan. So in other words, I have an aspect of great independence. I have known neither father nor mother as the orphan. I mean, when we're told we're an orphan, I have not known my father or mother. So that is the symbol of the orphan, that it does not know its father or mother, and yet it possesses, because of that reason. For instance, like the blind seer. You know, who's the seer? It's the one who's blind. Okay, the orphan possesses an aspect of being able to navigate the being alive that the son or the daughter don't possess. You know, and we might want to talk about that next time, what that quality is, because I'm not really sure. But I have known neither the father nor mother, because I have had to been fetched out of the deep like a fish, or I fell from a white stone from heaven. So I possess something from the depths and something from heaven, and it was totally unanticipated. You know, we reach into the ocean and we pull out a fish, or we're sitting there and a white stone from heaven, a meteorite just falls and drops by us. You know, there's this aspect that is completely unexpected. And in woods and mountains I roam, but I am hidden in the innermost soul of man. That's so beautiful. And I'm mortal for everyone, yet I'm not touched by the cycle of the aeons. That's the orphan. Okay, now we're going to discuss that Roy was a little orphan boy. He's in a tavern. This is a place for travelers where he's welcome. The doors are open to the street. It's late afternoon. There's no customers there. We play this wonderful instrument. Okay, it's wonderful to bring this in to that first part. A trumpet, you know, a horn, you know, something that awakens. And we're going to practice. Then the ordinary reality comes in and wants us to stop because it doesn't want us to awaken. And then you run away with again an undeveloped feminine aspect, which is the cat. The cat is also sort of an orphan, and neither one of us have homes. We're concerned that this orphan feminine aspect in us is safe, but then she purrs, I will be, you know, she's no weak feminine. She's very strong. And we both knew how to take care of ourselves. So we'll start with that next time. And then either Charles or Tim, if you have some dreams, I know you do, Charles. Charles, do you have some dreams that you can get ready?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. Well, if you have one that you really want to discuss, since Wednesday's coming up, maybe you can just, if you can email it to us. That's always helpful to kind of,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it's okay to just encounter a dream for the first time, but if you can sleep on it a day or two, too, it kind of helps. But anyway,
I'll be working this Wednesday night, but
oh, okay, all right.
next Monday
Next Monday's fine.
Yeah,
That's great.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what the mystery of Tim is, but Tim, I'm glad you're here. Oh, wait, it looks like you got a microphone now. Well, I can't. No, that's Patricia. I can't do anything with. Oh, it says you're connecting the audio now.
For me, it's the whole time it has shown connecting to audio. For Tim,
Yes.
I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Tim. We need to hear your words of wisdom. But anyway, maybe you can, Tim, if you are next time you're here, maybe you can summarize it, you know, or tell us some of your thoughts. Anyway, again, I apologize. I don't know what happened. You know, I think I went to sleep about 6, and then I woke up, it was 7:30. So that's very unusual for me, but I think somebody did it on purpose. So anyway, thank you everybody. And I'm sorry to have kept you for an extra half hour. Thank you so much, Patricia and Dawn and Tim and Charles and Roy. So,
oh, thank you. And please don't forget to share the link for the yes.
Or for the Myers-Briggs.
Myers-Briggs, yeah. So Dawn and I will be able to know what type we are. Thank you.
And it'll be helpful to all of us. I mean, if you know that Craig is a introverted intuitive, you know that he's very fumbly and always gets is late to everything, and you know. But anyway, what I'll just finish with this. You know why Jung was so interested in the functions? Not he didn't want to know what our dominant function was. He wanted to know what our unconscious function was because he knew that was the door to the inner world. And in my case, um, it is sensation and feeling, which are kind of lumped together. And that's why I'm so interested in the orange color of the robes and the white color of the boats and the dresses. Okay, well, I'll see you all Wednesday or Monday or next time you're here, whenever. So again, at least I'm wide awake right this second. Okay, we'll see you all later. Thank you. Bye now. Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right, how do we get there? Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, bye, Roy.